Save up to $50 at CrimsonTrace.com. Laser sighting systems from Crimson Trace will make you a more accurate and confident shooter. No personal protection firearm is fully equipped without a laser sighting system from Crimson Trace. Visit CrimsonTrace.com November 29th through December 25th and save up to $50 on the one tool no personal protection firearm should be without. A Crimson Trace laser sight. Save up to $50 Black Friday through Christmas Day at CrimsonTrace.com.
Broadcasting nationwide, this is Tom Gresham's Gun Talk. Your views, advice, and questions are the driving force of Gun Talk. Call Tom now at 866-TALK-GUN. That's 1-TOM-TALK-GUN. Or reach out to us via email at tom@guntalk.com. Let us know what you think about the gun-related issues of the day. Now, here's Tom Gresham.
All right, back with you. Let's do it for another hour. What do you say? Tom Gresham here, 866-825-5486. That'll get you in here. We're talking about your concealed carry class. Was it good? Was it bad? Was it indifferent? Did you think it was actually training? And here's the other question is, how do you know? If you've never taken any other classes, if you've never been to a gunfighting school, how do you know how good your concealed carry class was? How do you know what was included and what was left out? Or if you don't know anything, you're going, wow, this is great stuff. I learned things. Well, yeah, you did. But was it what you needed? And was it enough? I don't know. 866-TALK-GUNS will get you in here. Let's go to the phone. So we got several people on hold. Shane's on line 5. Shane, thank you for calling in. How are you?
I'm doing good, Tom. How are you doing today?
I am excellent. What's up?
Well, I wanted to share a story. My wife's grandmother passed away about 2 weeks ago, and we were at the funeral, and the cousin, who's about 12 years old, was in the corner just pretty much devastated, wasn't able to even really talk because it was his first time he'd ever had a death in the family. Ended up, I had been talking to his father about having the first weapon that they were going to purchase, and he mentioned something that the boy was very, would really want to go shooting. So we took him out to the family farm and put in his hands an AK-47, 9mm pistol, PS-90, and a Ruger SR-556. And he was about walking on air by the time they got back into the car, and just wanted to let everybody know it's able to turn one of the worst days of this young man's life into one of the best days.
Well, you know what that means, don't you? Now, you have made a commitment. You can't drop it there. You have to continue with this young person, and I just got to say it, you now have become a facilitator. You are an enabler. You're going to have to start sharing your love of firearms with other people.
Well, I don't know if you call it irony or not, but I actually had to duck into my car to make this phone call because we're out at the farm with about a dozen men right now, and we're all shooting again.
All right. Yes, indeed.
And that includes 3 kids who are under the age of 12.
That is great. Well, Shane, thank you for sharing that. I mean, now let me tell you, I want you to share this one thing, and I don't know what you're going to say, but I'm guessing. I know that made a huge difference for the kid, but what did that do for Shane?
Oh, I had been seriously considering getting to be a certified NRA instructor, and that really just sealed the deal. And I'm out here with these kids, and like I said, they're under 12 years old, and I'm just having a blast, just showing them how to hold the weapon and how to handle it safely, and doing the pop quiz of taking all the bullets out, holding it up, and saying, is this a loaded gun or an unloaded gun? And every time they say unloaded, I'm like, nope, it's a loaded gun. All guns are loaded all the time. And we're just having a great time out here.
That is great. Well, keep it up, and thank you for sharing. I love that story. That is just fabulous. Thanks so much. All right, let's go talk to Carl. He is on line 4. Hello, Carl, you're on Gun Talk.
Tom, you were talking to the biathlete earlier, and
right.
It seems like an odd pairing, skiing along and shooting. But I had a grandmother that moved over here from Finland back in the 1930s, and you may have heard about the famous battle between Finland and Russia, where the Finns were all white. They had the white garb, white skis, white rifles.
Right, the suits.
Russians didn't. Grandma said that Russians didn't ski. And so there they were trudging along in their dark-colored fatigues and their clumsy combat boots. And Russia had a larger army, but it turned out to be a slaughter because the Finns would pick off some and ski along, and it turned out to be a successful battle tactic.
Is that where biathlon came from?
I don't know. I don't know if that's the history of it, but it was a successful battle that of a smaller army against a larger army. And
well, I mean, obviously,
that's the origin of the sport.
Okay. Well, ski troopers, obviously, I mean, if you're on snow, they can move and go and do what they need to do. And if you're walking through deep snow, forget it. You're not going anywhere. So,
they were sitting ducks.
There you go. Hey, thanks for the call, Carl. I appreciate the story. That is fascinating. Let me talk to Eric for a second. He's in Junction City, Kansas on 3. Hello, Eric. What's this? You're starting to cast lead bullets?
I was thinking about it. I just don't know enough about it to get started. So
well, first of all, I would say, yeah, absolutely do it because it's fun. But I'm glad you called because it lets me give you a couple of pieces of information. One is a great website for this. The Lyman Company, it's Lyman, has been a leader in producing products for people who cast their own bullets. Now, we're talking about getting lead, heating it up, melting it, pouring it into a mold, make it a bullet. Then you pull the bullet out. Now you use that bullet to load into your cartridge, and you're shooting bullets that you've actually made yourself. Yes, you can save money with it if you don't value your time, but mostly what it is tons of fun. But if you go to their website, lymanproducts.com, they have what is still the standard that everybody goes by, the Lyman Cast Bullet Handbook. This is a book you need. It tells you all about getting into casting lead bullets, what you need to know. And let me just throw this out in case you are kind of getting close to it. When you cast lead, when you're melting lead, you need really good ventilation, preferably like in a garage with the garage door open or even outdoors, because you're giving off fumes with lead. So you don't want to be in any kind of enclosed space breathing that stuff. So outside is best, or I like the idea of maybe a garage with a door open kind of a deal. But yeah, you bet. Get into lead, casting lead bullets. I did that for many years. Shot gazillions of bullets in competition and just playing, and just had a ball doing it. And you can get different kinds of lead. You can mix the alloys. You can buy it yourself. But again, all of that's in the Cast Bullet Handbook. Go to lymanproducts.com and you can find it there. Listen, I appreciate the call. By the way, I've had several emails. People saying, did you see the news? They're shutting down the last lead smelter in the country. They're going to do away with ammunition. Yeah. I called the National Shooting Sports Foundation, contacted them, and I said, all right, what's the story, guys? I mean, this is the official trade organization for the firearms industry and ammo makers. And I got like the shortest little email back and said, ammo makers, bullet makers use recycled or reprocessed lead. This is a non-issue. That was it. In other words, no story here, nothing to look at. It's kind of like all those emails you get about the UN. Oh, my God. And I don't know if people are trying to make money off of this or what, but at the very least, at least according to the Firearms Industry, Trade Industry Association, this whole deal is not much of a big story. So relax, stop forwarding it to everybody, and in 10 years, we'll all still be getting the same email saying, did you see they're shutting down the last lead smelter in the country? Yeah, I get it. So was your concealed carry class good? Did you like it? And if you're a concealed carry instructor, give us a holler. I want to know why you do it. How many students do you generally have, and what kind of students are you getting? What kind of preparation do they have? And do you feel like you're helping people out? 866-TALK-GUNS, 866-825-5486.
Smith & Wesson Bodyguards. Carry more comfortably, walk more confidently. When it comes to personal protection, nothing beats a Bodyguard. Choose the lightweight, compact, and concealable Bodyguard 380 pistol or the Bodyguard 38 revolver, both with a built-in laser sight. The Smith & Wesson Bodyguards. Carry more comfortably, walk more confidently.
A great trigger can make you a better shooter. For over 60 years, Timney triggers have been trusted by hunters and shooters everywhere. Timney triggers are proudly made in the USA and come with a lifetime warranty. Installation is easy. Give yourself the Timney Trigger advantage. To see more and order online, go to timneytriggers.com. That's TIMNEY triggers.com.
The Ruger American Rifle is a 100% American-made firearm that offers outstanding performance at a great price. Available in standard size and compact models, it features power-bending integral bedding blocks, a Ruger Marksman adjustable trigger, a flush-fit 4-round rotary magazine, and a 3-lug bolt with 70-degree throw. Compact models feature a shorter length of pull and a shorter barrel for a reduction in overall length of more than 5 inches. The Ruger American Rifle, another rugged, reliable firearm from Ruger.
Face it, sometimes for some reason, you have to leave a handgun in your vehicle. Secure it with a vehicle vault from Console Vault. 12-gauge plate steel, 3-point locking system, bank vault style hinge pins, drill resistant locks, and easy 10-minute installation. Made in the USA. Safely store other valuables too. Jewelry, hard drives, cell phones. Custom models for most trucks and SUVs. Visit consolevault.com. That's CONSOLE vault.com.
Looking for shooting instruction but don't know where to go? Well, we have it, and you can access hours of training and safety videos, which you can watch on your home computer. On GunTalkTV.com, we have top competitive shooters, the best in self-defense trainers, and folks who have hunted all over the world, helping you learn which gun to buy, how to use it, how to store it safely, and everything else you need to be a safe and competent shooter. We also have gun makers showing off their newest rifles, shotguns, and handguns. Doesn't matter if you're a veteran shooter or a complete beginner. You'll find what you need at GunTalkTV.com. You can check it out for free, and you can get full access for only $5.95 a month. That gives you unlimited access to hundreds of videos, and we're adding more all the time. Run the videos over and over to make sure you understand what's being said. Skip around. You're in control. Get smarter. Shoot better. Visit GunTalkTV.com.
Be a more accurate and confident shooter. Get a Crimson Trace laser and light. If you're holding it, you're aiming it. That's called instinctive activation. Crimson Trace invented it. Get the best deal on Crimson Trace lasers and lights at OpticsPlanet.com. Optics Planet carries thousands of rifle scopes, red dot sights, holsters, safes, knives, apparel, and the full line of Crimson Trace lasers and lights at OpticsPlanet.com.
I'm a gun owner.
Your views, advice, and questions are the driving force of Gun Talk.
You know, I don't think that guns are scary things.
Visit us online at www.guntalk.com. Call Tom now at 866-TALK-GUN, 866-825-5486. Let us know what you think about the gun-related issues of the day. Now, back to Gun Talk.
I just got an email from one of our regulars. I've got a bunch of folks that just help me out, keep me straight, give me information, and Frank, I appreciate that. He said, look, if somebody's looking for information on cast bullets, he says, here's a website. I've never heard of this website. You'd think I know about every single website on the internet by now. It's, all right, I'm going to have to spell it for you because it's not going to make sense. It's Cast Bullets, but it's BOOLITS. Okay, it's Cast Bullets, BOOLITS.gunloads.com. Or you could just do a web search for Cast Bullets and spell it BOOLITS. And you'll find it. It's a forum with tons of information. You can ask questions about, I'm looking through here, alloys, molds, lubes, swaging, casting equipment, reloading equipment, gas checks. If none of this makes any sense to you and you have no idea what I'm talking about, that's okay. It means you're not casting bullets. But it is tons of fun. I mean, I don't know if they get into it. I'm sure they do. You can get deeply, deeply into this stuff. You can heat treat your cast bullets. You can change the metallurgy in them. You can make them harder. You can do all kinds of cool stuff. So cast bullets is just another way to expand your participation in the shooting sports. It's something you can do that's different. You know what it is? To use an analogy, it's like tying your own flies. If you're a trout fisherman and you're going to tie your own flies because that in and of itself is fun, but also then you go out and catch a fish with a fly that you tied. Well, that's fun too. Reloading is kind of like that, and this just takes reloading to an even greater level, I guess is what I would say. Let me drop down to line 1. Mike is with us out of, I guess he's hunting in Wyoming. Hey, Mike, you're on Gun Talk.
Well, good morning or afternoon, I guess it is. And how are you, sir?
I am well. What's this? You sound like you're the lucky guy. You won something?
Well, I am. I won a raffle for one of the local veterans organizations. And I subscribe to the theory that beware the man who owns one gun. He knows how to use it. So the last thing I need is another pistol.
Ooh,
so I'm looking
win?
for advice on where to donate a new firearm. The last thing I need is a new SIG in my basement taking up dust. I don't earn enough money or have enough tax deductions. Everybody wants to talk, well, you can get a tax deduction if you donate it to the NRA or something like that, which, trust me, they've got plenty of my money, and if I could do more, I would. But just what are some of the other options a person could do to donate a firearm to advance the Second Amendment cause, for lack of a better term?
Sure. Okay, well, you want a SIG pistol, and you want to do something with it to help further the cause. Donate to somebody. Yep, I would not send it to the NRA. In fact, probably you got, if we had caller ID, our crack staff in the studio would already be gone. They would be finding you right now. But I would, now where do you live? You're hunting in Wyoming. Where do you live?
I live in Cheyenne, Wyoming.
Okay, you are in Cheyenne. One thing that comes to mind is the local Friends of the NRA group. You could donate it there, and they could raffle it as a way to raise money, and a lot of that money stays locally for shooting programs that go to youth programs and that type of thing. So that's a possibility. There is, now I don't know if you would want to expand it, but a group that I'm involved with, I'm on the board of directors of Knife Rights, and we're always scrambling to find some guns to include in our great sweepstakes we do. And Knife Rights is a really good organization, small, but does a lot of things to protect our abilities to have pocket knives, because that's getting outlawed in a lot of places.
Oh, that's getting out of control, too.
And Knife Rights would absolutely take this gun and put it in their list and include that with the auction. So, and Knife Rights, kniferights.org.
Okay, that was my next question, so that's perfect.
Yeah. And then, you could kind of poke around locally, or maybe there's a state gun owners organization, gun rights group, and say, look, would you guys, want this, and could you use it in your raffle or fundraising? I mean, there's going to be a way out there to do something with it. And I just got to applaud you for the pass it on attitude. This is great.
Okay, well, it sounds to me like the Friends of the NRA is probably the best way to go. Okay. Minimal hassle on my part, and just help the cause all the way around, or Knife Rights, I'll get a hold of them as well.
That'll work. Listen, thank you, Mike, and I appreciate it. I love the attitude. Good luck with the hunt there. Let's see, line 4, Scott's with us out of Kansas. Scott, you're on Gun Talk.
Yeah, there was a gentleman on earlier looking for an ambidextrous pistol, and I was just going to suggest the Beretta PX4 or PX4 Storm.
You like those?
Well, I shoot the PX4 Storm. I got the Storm because it's got a 14-round mag, which you got to love that. But everything on it is fully adjustable. It's got adjustable grips, and everything is fully ambidextrous. The mag I shoot offhanded in training, but it's just a really nice gun for shooting. I think it'd be a good gun for a lefty to at least look at.
Okay. The Beretta PX4 Storm. Don't you think, Scott, that we are in the most amazing times with the variety of guns we have available to us?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yes. Yeah, I mean, there's so many options, and from a guy that's put a lot of rounds through that PX4 Storm, I'm just saying that I think of it as quite a reliable gun. If he's not used to triple dot sights, that might take getting used to, as it did for me, but the amount of guns a guy can get is...
It's amazing, and they're all so darn good. And so if you say, well, I want an ambidextrous semi-auto, you go, okay, well, here's probably a dozen. We could come up with a list right off the top of our heads. Just go, okay, the Beretta, there's Smith, there's a SIG, there's it just goes on and on. So listen, I appreciate it. Great idea. PX4 is one that Scott's tossing in. Let's talk to Herman. He's on 3. He's in Mansfield, Louisiana. Herman, a new gun? What'd you get?
Got a Model 329 Smith & Wesson.
Ouch! Have you shot this pistol, this revolver?
I have shot it with 44 Special, 230 grain, double-chapped ammunition. And as Johnny Cash said about when a boy named Sue, he kicked like a mule and bit like a crocodile.
Yeah, and the thing is, you're shooting 44 Special. You're not even shooting 44 Magnum in this thing yet.
Right, but Tom, the reason I bought this gun, I know the Louisiana Department of Wildlife and Fisheries says that black bear are not dangerous. But we have quite a few over in northeast Louisiana where I hunt, and I don't want to come between a mama and her babies when I don't have a gun.
Got you. Okay, so you're looking for a bear load in 44 Magnum for your revolver.
I had a Charter Arms Bulldog 44 Special. I read up on it, and they said 44 Special just wouldn't do it.
Right.
So I took my Model 29, strapped it on. It felt like I strapped 2 bricks on my hip.
Well, let me tell people, because a lot of people don't know what we're talking about. The Smith & Wesson Model 329 is a super lightweight scandium alloy revolver. It is light. It is chambered for the 44 Magnum. It kicks a lot with a 44 Special, and I will tell you, it is the most painful handgun I have ever shot, and that includes shooting the 500 Smith & Wesson. When you shoot that with full house 44, that is a beast. Now, having said that, if I'm going to have bear loads in it, I'm going to be shooting hard cast bullets. Simple as that. I'm probably going to go get the double tap ammo with hard cast bullets because that gives you the maximum penetration. Shoot it with 44 Special. In fact, you know what I would do? I would get the Cowboy Action loads. Those are real low-powered 44 Special loads. I would shoot it with that, and then I would carry the heavy-duty hard cast bullets for bear protection. But man, I mean, it's great to carry, but holy cow, does that thing kick. I mean, you get lightweight and 44 Magnum. Hey, it's just physics, baby.
Tom Gresham's Gun Talk is broadcast nationwide every Sunday. If you can't hear Gun Talk where you live, call your local talk format station and clue them in on Gun Talk. Stay tuned. We're coming right back. Now broadcasting nationwide on radio, via satellite, and through downloads, iTunes, the Gun Talk app, and other podcast clients. You're listening to Gun Talk with Tom Gresham.
Welcome back. We are open lines right now, so we've got a few lines open for you if you'd like to join us. I know sometimes it's hard to get in. Right now you can. 866-825-5486. If you take exception to something I've said, well, by all means. You know, if you've just stumbled on the show and you're thinking, man, I cannot even believe that there is a radio show called Gun Talk and those guys are just crazy, call me. I'll give you the floor. I'm not, you may not know, you may not understand if you've not been here before. This is not a shout people down kind of show. I don't do that. I mean, I'm not going to let you monopolize. We're going to have a conversation. It's called dialogue, which means we're going to go back and forth. But I'll give you your say. So if you don't like guns, or you think concealed carry is a bad idea, or you think that maybe we shouldn't be pushing to allow those who have concealed carry permits to be able to carry in schools, and that may even divide some of the gun folks up, give us a holler, 866-TALK-GUNS. Story from Texas. A Texas A&M law professor says, it's time to repeal and replace the Second Amendment. Story goes that speaking at a gun violence symposium at the University of Connecticut School of Law, Texas A&M professor Mary Margaret Penrose said it's time to repeal and replace the Second Amendment. Well, she's frustrated because President Obama has not been able to pass more gun control laws. And I understand her frustration. We only have 20,000 plus gun control laws in the U.S. How could we possibly hope to control crime with only 20,000 gun control laws? We must pass more. We need more. I mean, we could just set aside, we'll pretend that these gun control laws, 20,000 of them that we have, has actually done some good. We'll pretend that these laws have done something other than restrict law-abiding people. Because, of course, the criminals, by definition, are people who break the law. The criminals, by definition, don't obey gun laws. That's why we call them criminals, you see. So I understand her frustration. How in the world could we ever hope to be able to control people, because we don't control guns? How can we hope to control people with only 20,000 gun laws? We have to have more. And it's just a shame that President Obama has not been able to foist this upon us, as he was able to hornswoggle people about Obamacare, which, by the way, will be linked to your gun rights. There will come a time, this is where they want to go, there will come a time when they will require your gun ownership to be part of your medical records. Yes, I'm serious. They will ask, they will require that information. That's where they want to go. You got to understand. Look, it's pretty simple. You have to understand where they want to go. Where they want to go is that you don't have a gun. Because they don't need a gun. They don't want a gun. They don't like guns. They don't see any need for them. And therefore, they think if they don't need them, then you don't need them. If they don't see a need for them, then you shouldn't be able to see a need for them. And if they think that guns are used only for crime, then clearly the only reason you have a gun is for crime. Or at the very least for a selfish hobby, that the very fact that you have this hobby endangers everyone around you. And because you're so ignorant and so stupid and so slow that you don't get that, it's up to them to help you. They have to help you because you just don't get it. So they will help you every way they can. And so Mary Margaret Penrose, law school professor at Texas A&M, says we have to repeal and replace the Second Amendment because that's the only way that she's going to get the gun control laws that are going to make her feel good about her president. Okay. Line 3, Mary is with us out of Fort Smith, Arkansas. Hello, Mary. Thanks for calling.
Oh, Tom, we look forward to you every Sunday. It's a highlight. On our calendar, we plan everything around gun talk.
Wow.
We love it. My husband's retired military, so he's been around guns. His father was military. He's taught me to field strip a gun and, plink out in the woods. But we went to a concealed carry class, and I can't tell you the elated feeling I had and the confidence just from being in a class at a registered 25-meter, whatever distance, and shoot at a target. And I got 8 out of 10 rounds within the circles, and I just felt tremendous. So now I want to take a safety class. But anyway, I just called to say it was absolutely out of this world wonderful.
Well, that is great. Let me ask you, what kind of handgun were you using for the class?
Okay, my brother-in-law loaned us a sharpshooter, let me think, 22 long round. Okay. Anyway, automatic.
Okay.
And I could not cock it, but pull the slide back. I didn't have the strength. Well, my husband oiled the gun, and like he should, and it just was like putting on nail polish. It was so easy, and I felt the confidence in being in control. Of course, our class teaches you basic safety and that sort of thing, and how to clean it. But it was just... for being around guns, and my grandpa had a .22 rifle on the farm, and we've been taught that all guns are loaded and safety, but it just gave me an elated feeling that I haven't felt before.
That is wonderful. Thank you so much for sharing that with us. I'm glad that your class gave that. Now, I would just ask you, go out and take some more training, take another class, and do some more shooting, because none of this stays with you. You got to practice it. So keep at it, and tell your friends. Tell them, go out, You want them to have that same kind of great feeling, that elation that you had when you went out and did some shooting. All right, Charles, don't go anywhere. We're going to get to you. I want to help you out with your scope question. If you've got a question, give us a holler. What caliber are you thinking about getting? Handgun, rifle, shotgun, new gun, old gun? We're here to talk about it because this is Gun Talk.
It's great to make something with your own hands. When you reload, the whole family can get involved, including breaking more targets and bagging more birds. Mech reloaders have been the center of family activities for generations. Plus, you can save money and stock up, even when there's nothing in the stores. 10, 12, 16, 20, 28, and 410. Any gauge. Get started reloading. Visit mechreloaders.com. That's MECreloaders.com.
Hi, I'm Michael Bain. You know I hate cleaning guns, so anything that makes that job faster and easier is definitely a plus. And that's where bore tips come in. These reusable, lint-free cleaning swabs make cleaning a breeze. And the tighter-fitting bore tips do a better job on barrels than cotton mops or patches. Hey, it's a dirty job. Let bore tips help. To find a dealer, visit boretips.com.
The .45 Auto, also known as the 1911, is the standard other defensive pistols are measured against. No matter what pistol you carry, techniques developed around the 1911 are vital. You know you need training, and you know your concealed carry class definitely was not training. Now Gun Talk presents an exciting DVD, Fighting with the 1911 with Tiger McKee. Tiger's unique training style will have you drawing, moving, shooting, and running your gun better, no matter what style pistol you prefer. At ShopGunTalk.com, you can order our DVDs of Tiger's instruction. ShopGunTalk.com also has a 2-DVD set, including Concealed Carry 1. Get both for the information you know you need. This really is life and death. ShopGunTalk.com has DVDs, books, and other essential gear. ShopGunTalk.com. That's ShopGunTalk.com.
From day's first light till night's last glimmer, your satisfaction is our responsibility. On the range or in the field of duty, you can rely on Brownell's lifetime guaranteed gun parts, tools, and supplies. Anytime, any place. It's how we've done business since 1939. Brownell's.
Crossbreed Holsters is broadening our product selection to serve more of your concealed carry needs. With products handmade in the USA, like the bedside backup, gun belts, and of course our world-famous Super Tuck and Mini Tuck holsters, we understand what works, and we take pride in providing you with a quality product. At Crossbreed Holsters, we live and breathe concealed carry. We make and sell products that we believe in and products that our customers love. To see more, go to crossbreedholsters.com. That's crossbreedholsters.com.
You're listening to Tom Gresham's Gun Talk, the original nationally syndicated radio talk show about firearms, shooting, and your Second Amendment rights.
Putting more guns in people's hands actually does them a service.
Give Tom a call at 1-866-825-5486. That's 1-TOM-TALK-GUNS. Or email tom@guntalk.com.
They're there to protect us.
Now, back to Gun Talk. Here's Tom Gresham.
All right, back with you. 866-TALK-GUN will get you in here. Just talked with Mary in Fort Smith. She had a great time at her concealed carry class. We're asking, how was your concealed carry class? Some are good, some are mediocre, some are really awful. I guess is what we're hearing. It's all over the place. Of course, you don't know till you get into it, do you? Well, anyway. Let's talk to Charles, line 1, driving in Oklahoma. Hey, Charles, are you thinking about getting a scope, or did you get this Trijicon scope?
It's a pleasure to talk to you, Tom, and I did pick it up. I just couldn't resist it. At 50 yards, the clarity was so cool. I could actually tell the texture in the mortar on the brick wall at the gun show. I was just so impressed. I bought it, and now I'm wondering. I don't really know the history of Trijicon outside of military type scopes.
Right. The Trijicon. scopes, or hunting scopes, are fabulous. I love the lighted reticle and being able to turn that little sleeve, and you can make it brighter or dimmer, and it's not battery powered. It's working off of ambient light and also obviously the tritium that's in there. I think those are great, and I like Trijicon scopes. I just got to tell you.
And the focus is really fast and easy,
mm-hmm.
and the magnification is pretty solid, but it's hard to turn. But that's probably good. You don't want it moving on you.
You don't want to bump it off, and you're not trying to change it quickly. Now, one thing I will tell you is that for the most part, what you want to do is keep it on the low power most of the time. Especially if you're walking or moving. Now, if you get into a tree stand, you say, okay, it's 300 yards, 400 yards to the tree line over there. I'm going to keep it set up on 6. That way, if something comes out close to you, you can still shoot it. And then if it's further away, you always have time, if it's a long shot, to turn the magnification up. I mean, at least almost always. Now, I gather you got this on a 308?
Well, I'm thinking about putting it on my 308. I like my Nikon, though. I've been toying with the idea of a 338 Lapua.
Okay.
Just a real long-range weapon.
Right.
Would it be enough scope for that?
Yes, but I guess the question is, what are you going to do with the 338 Lapua? I mean, you're talking $4 or $5 every time you pull the trigger. How far? Because the 308 is going to shoot out to 600 yards, no problem, not a problem at all.
Right.
The Lapua is for shooting past 1,000 yards. Is that what you're talking about doing?
I want to try it.
Not for hunting.
A 1,000-yard shot, but I'd like to.
Not for hunting, though, right?
No, I'm not really a hunter. I don't.
Okay.
I've killed too many things. I think I'm tired of it.
Okay. Well, you know what? If you just want to get a 338 Lapua and you want to go do some long-range shooting, the Trijicon will work for that. But what's going to happen is, before long, if you get serious about it, you're going to want a scope that has more adjustments for elevation and has the mil dots in it and all of that for long-range shooting. At that point, you're going to bump up to a good bit more money. Now, Trijicon does have one that's fabulous, but it's in the, it's $3,500 or something. It's seriously a lot of money. But there are a lot of really good scopes made for long-range shooting. But you could start out with the Trijicon and then go from there. But take a good hard look before you dive into that pool with the 338 Lapua, because, like I say, you are talking $4 or $5 per round for those things.
Yeah.
And you can get very close to that same kind of performance, well, out to 1,000 rounds, 1,000 yards, with maybe one of the big 300 Magnums, which is going to cost you a lot less. Look, I wish you luck with it, and I appreciate you letting me weigh in on what you just bought there. Thanks, Charles. Ed's in Anchorage, Alaska on 2. Hey, Ed, help me out with pistols here.
Hi, Tom. Yeah, I've been carrying concealed since they first came out with concealed carry in Alaska. I got one of the first 200 concealed carry permits. Mm-hmm. And for years I've been carrying a 1991 A1 cocked and locked. Okay? Recently I bought a Combat Commander, which has all the bells and whistles on it, including the ambidextrous safety. Mm-hmm. And I also, for years, used an inside the waistband leather holster and found out I couldn't reholster, so I went to one of the new plastic ones, which I bought one for my Glock and was real pleased with it, so I bought one for the Colts, too. And the problem I'm having is, since I carry cocked and locked, there's been more than one time now with that ambidextrous safety on the Combat Commander that I have found my safety knocked off, which tends to scare me quite a bit.
Okay, it's time to get the Dremel tool out. Well, first of all, figure out if it's the holster that's doing it. And if it is, then get the Dremel tool out and work it out so that it's not contacting your thumb safety. The other thing I would say is, if you have oversized safety levers on your pistol, you may want to go to smaller, because some people will put these great big safety levers on it and a big hubcap looking mag release on it. And that's all well and good for competition, but not for concealed carry. But it's I appreciate you mentioning it. Make sure you check out the whole system. Your gun, the holster, the belt, make sure they all work together. You don't want a holster that actually releases the safety on your pistol. That's not good. It's not safe. That's why we check it out.
Join the NRA via Tom Gresham's Gun Talk website and receive $10 off the regular membership price. Log on to guntalk.com for details. You're listening to Tom Gresham's Gun Talk. Tom would like to remind you that if you have a friend or relative who can't hear Gun Talk locally, many of our stations offer live streaming. Tell them to go to guntalk.com and click the listen button. You're listening to Gun Talk with Tom Gresham.
Interesting. Just got an email from Mitch. Thanks, Mitch. He's a concealed carry instructor. He says, look, just want to let everybody know that I give discounts for veterans, active duty military, for teachers and others. He says, I do this because I love it and want to pass the information along. I don't do it to make a living. Thanks, Mitch. I appreciate that. I think there probably are a lot of concealed carry instructors like that. Kit is in Colorado Springs on 3 calling in. Hey, Kit, how you doing?
Doing pretty good, Tom. How are you doing?
I am great. What's up?
I just want to say thanks for putting on the show. I'm a RF engineer, and I do FM or AM measurements for a lot of stations that they do yearly. Mm-hmm. And part of the stuff I do is monitor the program content. I was kind of surprised to see a program like this on the air and want to say thank you for putting it on.
Oh, well, thanks. Yeah, we're almost the end of 18 years, just about 19 years now of doing Gun Talk. So it's a lot of fun. If you listen at any length of time, even if just today, you can tell we're kind of all over the place, and we have a whole bunch of fun.
Yeah, from some of the other calls I've listened to, I'm also one of those that has concealed carry and do exercise that. Sig Sauer 226 or 245 is my trend of choice, and I treat it as a tool like I do with the spectrum analyzer I'm using right now to take measurements on the same station. So it's all education, like with the concealed carry classes that people take. Knowledge is everything. If you got the stuff safely, you're using with knowledge. There's nothing wrong with concealed carry, in my opinion.
Hey, Kit, the guys in the studio here are just all agog because they're saying, "Oh man, spectrum analyzers and cool techie stuff," and he said he's one of us. So you geek guys can all get together and talk radio RF stuff.
Also got to carry it too. There are some remote places I go to where I go and I look at a site that's off the air and I find that it's got bullet holes in the transmission line. Some things like that. Unfortunate for those of us that respect the sidearms that we see vandalism of that nature. But because of that, it does kind of encourage me to make sure I do have something with me in the event that they think I'm the thief lying.
There you go. Hey, Kit, thank you so much. I'm glad you found Gun Talk. I'm glad you enjoy it. Appreciate that. And be safe out there. Really, that's it, isn't it? Why do we get a concealed carry permit? Well, because we're required to, because we can't carry without it in a lot of places. If I could carry it without it, I would. I hate the fact that I have to get the permit, but I will in order to be safe and to protect my family. And that's what it's about. Make no mistake, it's about being safe. So, make the commitment. Your concealed carry class may not have been excellent. It may have been pretty good, but all it was a license to learn. Just like they said about your driver's license. It gets you started, right? So what can you do? All right, maybe you can't go to gun sight. Maybe you don't have $3,000 to throw at that. Not a problem. We can train you up at least a little bit for free. If you go to our YouTube channel, just look for Gun Talk on YouTube, or do a search on YouTube for First Person Defender. That's First Person Defender. And you'll see the series of videos that we've done there. And they teach a lot about concealed carry. And they will open your eyes to situations you'll go, time and time again, you'll go, wow, I never thought of that. I can't believe it happened that fast. How did she get out of that? How did that develop? I can't believe that guy was trying to steal her child. I can't believe that it was an abduction. She got snatched and thrown in the back of the car. That's the kind of stuff we talk about. And the more you train, the more you watch it, the more you'll go, I'm going to carry, and I'm going to go take another class. More classes, more training. They're fun. They're useful. They will possibly save your life. And maybe if you're lucky, we'll be lucky, and you become a firearms instructor yourself. And if you're a woman, please consider that. We need more women instructors. So go out, do some shooting, take somebody with you this week. It's a great sport. Please be safe out there.